Yeah, I never thought I'd get a sequel to Trainspotting, but here we go. Hey everyone, welcome to the review. Here's my review for the movie T2 Trainspotting. Yes, not Judgment Day, Trainspotting. Yes, T2 stars Ewan McGreger, Ewen Bremner, Robert Carlyle, and Johnny Lee Miller, and this movie is directed by Danny Boyle, and yeah, this is a sequel to Trainspotting. Yes, remember that movie Trainspotting that came out years and years ago? It was this weird, twisted, dark comedy about heroin addiction and stuff, and it had this really fucked up imagery. It was such a trippy mess of a film. Probably one of the best cult classic films ever made. Probably one of the best Danny Boyle movies. It really built Danny Boyle's career. Like, after that movie, Danny Boyle just started making great movies. That was just such a trippy, dark comedy, and it was fucking awesome. I love Trainspotting. I think it's such a great film. I never thought they would ever make a sequel to it because honestly it ended, the story ended, he got clean at the ending, he ripped the guy off at the ending. It's kind of done, like it was just that one particular story. You don't need a sequel to Trainspotting, but they made one and Danny Boyle's directing it, so you know what, fuck it, let's give this movie a watch. And honestly, it's nowhere near as good as the first one. Nowhere near. It's not submersive like the first one. It's not unique, original, fresh, or trippy as the first one. It's still submersive. It's still trippy. It's still fucked up. It still has the weird imagery, the weird scenes. There's some death scenes. There's some drug scenes. It's fucking trippy as balls, this movie, but it's nothing like what the first one did. And the first one had so much clever comedy. There's comedy in this one. It doesn't always hit, though. It's not always funny. And again, I did love seeing these characters again. Like, the characters were really great in the first one. They were all great in this one, honestly. They were all back. They were all the same characters, and they're awesome. Ewan McGreger is fantastic in this movie. Everyone's fantastic. Ewen Bremner's awesome. Johnny Lee Miller, Robert Carlyle, they're all fantastic. They're all back from the first one, and they're awesome in this movie. They all give amazing performances, and they all work great off each other. And Danny Boyle's direction was really well done. It was a very well executed film. Again, he tried to have that same style and tone just like the first one did. Tried to have that same comedy. It didn't work as well in this one. It was much funnier in that one. It was just much more heavier, trippier in the first one. And it left more of an impact. When I saw Trainspotting, I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to remember this movie like forever, and I did. Like, and I always rewatch that movie every couple of years because it just sticks with you. This one will not, actually. Like, after I saw this movie, I really enjoyed it. I liked it for what it was, but it's definitely not a very memorable movie. It's kind of a been there, done that sort of feel. I really liked it. The performances were really good. It was a very well directed, well executed film. The comedy does hit when it hits, but there's some jokes that just flat out miss. They fall flat. Some of the dramatic scenes aren't as heavy as they were in the first one. Again, and the story isn't as interesting in this one as it was in the first one. And again, the characters are great, though. Again, that's the biggest plus about this movie. It's a well-directed movie. It does have some laughs. It does have that style like the first one. And if you love the characters from the first one, they're back, and they're great in this one. If you love them in the first one, you'll love them in this one, and all the performances by all the actors are all great. There is some really fucked up shit in this movie, but it's Trainspotting. You're gonna get some fucked up shit. If you want to go into this movie expecting another trippy, fucked up mess of a film, you're gonna get exactly what you want. You're gonna get exactly what you paid for, and it was good. It was entertaining. I enjoyed watching it for what it was, but Danny Boyle's a great filmmaker, and he directs a lot of amazing movies like Sunshine, Steve Jobs, and of course Trainspotting and stuff, Slumdog Millionaire. He's got a lot of great movies. So this one coming out, it just feels kind of just good. It's nothing great. Danny Boyle is one of the great filmmakers out there. And him making just a good movie isn't really good enough, because it was like when the movie Trance came out with James McAvoy. It was a good movie, but it was nothing like his 127 Hours or Trainspotting. And that's what T2 is like. It's nowhere near as good as Trainspotting, the first one. It's nowhere near as good as like Slumdog Millionaire or Steve Jobs or 127 Hours. But it is a good movie. It's definitely one of the weaker movies in Danny Boyle's filmography, but I still liked it, still had fun with it. I loved the tone. It had some atmosphere. It had some pretty good shots, too. The cinematography is also pretty damn good. Again, not as good as the first one. It also has a pretty funny soundtrack. Yeah, there's some good jokes. The characters are great. They're back. And all the characters that you love from the first one are back. They're great in this movie. The performances are really good, and it is a very well-directed film. Just, it's not as good as the first. It doesn't have as much interesting story. It doesn't leave the impact like the first one did. Like, after I saw this movie, I'm like, am I gonna forget this movie by the end of the year? Who knows, I might. Like, I don't even know if I'll buy the Blu-ray. I'll probably buy the Blu-ray because I have the first one on Blu-ray, so I can just have the combo set, but it didn't leave the impact like the first one, and it's definitely not as memorable, or as funny, or as engaging, or as fucked up as the first one. The first one was just this weird movie that just really resonated with a lot of people, and it just hit people, and it just like really freaked them out, and just they're like, what the hell did I just watch? And why do I want to watch it again? This one's just like, oh, that's a trippy movie. It's good. Nothing great, but it's good. So yeah, that's kind of what T2 is. Like, I would recommend it. If you like the first Trainspotting, then I definitely think you would like this movie, but yeah, I think everyone could agree with me that this is nowhere near as good as the first one. It's definitely not a movie you just have to desperately go watch, but for what it is, it's fine. I liked it. I'd recommend it. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give the movie T2 Trainspotting a 7 out of 10. So yeah, if you want to go check it out, go check it out. If you like the first one, I think you'll like this one just fine. So yeah, that was my review for the movie T2 Trainspotting. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions of this movie, and do you think this one or the first one is the best? I think the first one is a far superior movie than this one, but what are your thoughts and opinions? Do you like this one better? Do you like the first one better? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to his channel, and join the dark side.